Hi, welcome to AFTV. I've got Julian with me. We've just beaten Slavia Prague 3-0 here at the Fortuna Arena. You're sporting the goalkeeper kit. Yes, our keeper today kept a clean sheet. We'll start there. David Raya and clean sheets. It seems like, it's that all the fans are singing the same hymn sheet. They're so impressive with us being able to not let any team score against us.
We not only let no team score against us, but it was another phenomenal defensive display, which resulted apparently, when you look at the stats, on 0 shots on target. Although I have a vague recollection, maybe my eyesight. Yeah, but that was offside. The one in the first half.
Yeah, I'm sure.
No, that one was definitely offside, so that one wouldn't have counted. But in the second half, and my eyesight isn't the best at the moment, especially through the netting, which was a shame. I thought it was a real shame because everything else about coming to this city, this stadium, was brilliant. The fans here, so friendly. The city, culturally amazing. People are really friendly. The stadium, I have to say that the stadium, really modern. You would have had the perfect view. And also, we weren't even in the upper tier. So there was no...
There wasn't an upper tier.
Well, exactly. That's why we weren't in it. But there was no reason to have netting. So if they could just take the netting away, I think we would have had the perfect evening.
It's funny. I knew when he came on, I was thinking I'm going to get a full debrief and like a booking brochure of what the town's like and everything. But
well, I've already taken you on a guided tour of the town, which you enjoyed.
Yeah, I did. And the game today was incredible to see as well. Arsenal, I think other fans might overlook how good this defense record, how good it is. I think other fans won't really care, but Arsenal fans, we take so much pride in it because it's amazing to say we haven't conceded in the Champions League. This is the Champions League, and Arsenal Football Club have not conceded a goal. These guys haven't lost a game all season here. Like, how amazing is that as a fan?
Well, if you take this game in isolation, look, it's amazing. But you take, I think it's now 7 games, is it, that we've won in a row without conceding a goal, and I don't think that's been done since 1903. We've actually equalled the...
How old are you then?
I wasn't born, of course.
Oh, sorry.
I was born in 71.
Right.
If you did the math. So it is phenomenal. But if you actually take tonight in isolation, correct, and as you quite rightly said, you look at it, and this team hasn't lost at home since, I think, we looked at April?
April, yeah.
Yeah, which is phenomenal. But then maybe you should look a little bit deeper about tonight and the team that we played. And look, I can't pretend that I've played football even at this level. We can...
But obviously not. Obviously, this is a Champions League, Julian.
Yeah, it is.
You're going on like this was freaking Mickey Mouse Sunday League football.
No, it is the Champions League. But in the Champions League, in the early rounds, you are playing teams that are, and I'm going to say it, they're not nearly in the same league as we are.
Okay.
And
they are top of that. Well, it's not the Premier League, but they're top of their league.
Look, they are top league. And as I said, I haven't played football at this kind of level, but I have played football, and I have had similar experiences when the teams that I've played have started league seasons and won, and we've played teams that are probably beneath ourselves. I mean, all right, I did play a lot. I played Maccabi League Division 3, and some of the teams we played were very, very poor. I remember, I think it was...
You're as bad as the guy that told me he played for Watford, I swear to God.
No, but I've got the trophies, and I did play.
Yeah.
And we played a team, I think it was Real Salt Beef, and we beat them 10-0. We beat them 10-0, and then we went on and we played another team called Panic, and we beat them 6-0. And then we played in the Cyril Anixtine Cup, and we played a team, London Lions, who were a good team. And for the first 10 minutes, we held them because we were so passionate. We were so excited to be playing on a proper pitch.
And you think that's what Arsenal is, that the players feel like? They're so excited and passionate about it?
No, what I think is the Sparta players were really excited.
Slavia
players were really... We can cut that bit.
Oh my days! I want to get out of here alive.
But the Slavia players, they were brilliant because they weren't as good as the Arsenal players. They're not in the same league. You look at the Czech league; it's the 10th most. It's the 10th league in Europe. The Premier League is the top league in Europe. But what they did for the first 10, maybe 20 minutes, they competed with us because they didn't have the skills. They didn't have the organisation to be able to compete with us. But what they did, they had the enthusiasm. It was lovely to see. But that can only take you so far. And after 20 minutes, we gradually got into the game, and I'm thinking, should we play with a little bit more passion? Because you can criticise Arsenal for the first 20 minutes, but I don't think you should. I think Arteta got it exactly right, that what you do when you come to these lesser teams is you soak up that pressure, and that's what Arsenal did. Let them huff and puff and not blow the house down, and then they can't keep up that intensity for 90 minutes. They didn't. So after 20 minutes they started to ease off because they can't have that level of fitness, and then we gradually show the difference between 10th place, a 10th place league,
10th ranked league,
10th ranked league, and the Premier League. And we're top of the Premier League, and we're top of the Premier League for a reason, because we're the best team in the Premier League, and the Premier League is the best league in Europe, and we showed that tonight.